Now this is complaints part 2. I'm pretty sure that a lot of you watched how I built a computer, and you watched me complain about Microsoft's Outlook. Okay, but I was kind of vague as to the specific reasons why I do not like Outlook, and I wanted to be a little more specific about it. First of all, my biggest complaint with them is that they cannot protect me against viruses, Trojan horses, and worms that they don't know about. Okay? That is the equivalent of saying, hey, the American military can always protect us from threats all over the world that they don't know about. Okay? If a foreign power invents a weapon that we don't know about, how is our military going to protect us from that? You can only protect us from things you know. If they have some new chemical or biological agent that we don't know about, they can't protect us from it, now can they? Of course not. Now, that is not to say that the American military they do a very exceptional job. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, logically speaking, if you don't know that a weapon exists, you can't protect us from it. That would be like me saying, well, I can protect you from an AK-47 that I know nothing about. How am I going to protect you from an AK-47 if I don't know how to do it? Or how about a construction worker that he goes to the job, he has no clue as to how to build a house, but he tries to build one? Not going to be very effective. In the same manner, Microsoft making all these boasts about Outlook, they cannot protect you from things they don't know about themselves. It's that simple. No virus program in the world can protect you from a threat that they don't know anything about. If they don't know the threat exists, they can't protect you from it. It's that simple. Secondly, why would I want my hard drive filled up with tons of email? Let me tell you something. Just because an email has like 5 kilobytes of data or 6 kilobytes of data, you have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of emails coming into your computer. It's going to fill up your hard drive pretty quick. That is one of the quickest ways to fill up a hard drive, is to start downloading a whole bunch of messages. Okay, so that's my second complaint. I don't want my hard drive filled up with emails. Period. So that's why I don't set an automatic download to Microsoft Outlook, because I don't want my hard drive filled up with emails. Number 3, when my friends send me an email, I don't want to have to put up a whole bunch of settings saying, okay, this person can send me this type of file, and this type of file, and this type of file. I don't want to worry about any of that. Okay, you can do that. Outlook does have features where you can say, okay, they can send you HTML, but they can't send you an ActiveX control or something like that. You can do that. But to set all those settings for every single one of your friends, because some of your friends are programmers and you know that their work is okay, but then other friends are not, and you have to put all those settings, that's a daunting task. And when you have such a busy schedule like I do, you don't want to go through that rigmarole. It's that simple. So I don't want to set up controls for each friend who's sending me emails. And you don't know if these friends, now they're programmers, they work with their computers, but some of them may have viruses of their own and not even know it. So you're wanting to accept code from these people, but on the other hand, you end up in a situation where you're receiving files from them that were contaminated without even their knowledge. So then you run into another scenario. After a while, it just gets to be a pain in the royal tushy. And it's more of a headache than it's worth to have Microsoft Outlook. The program itself is not bad, it's a hassle. And I don't like hassles. That's the way I feel about it. So, for those 3 reasons, that's why I don't have Microsoft Outlook as my email. When I go onto Yahoo and I read my mail there, if there's a virus that goes out of their computer, it doesn't go onto mine. Okay, they've got tons of antivirus software. They've got thousands of dollars they've invested to make sure their servers continue to run, so on and so forth. Let them have the problem. I don't need it, I don't want it, and it shouldn't be on mine. So what I'm saying to you people is, it is safer to read email off of their server than it is off of your computer. It is the fastest way to contaminate your computer. Remember, that file gets into your computer, whether you open it or not. It can still execute code on your computer. Not a good idea. So yes, you can set the thing to screen it, so on and so forth, but it's more of a hassle than it's worth. They're wanting you to micromanage your computer. You have enough things to worry about. You don't need to be worrying about that. So that's what my Microsoft Outlook complaints are all about, and they're legitimate complaints. And I don't think that there's anything really Microsoft can do about that. It's not that they're to be blamed. It's not their fault. It's just the way things are. Like I said, I would much rather read my mail off of somebody else's server than try to read it off of my hard drive. Besides, like I said, they accumulate. You have to then go through them. You have to delete some, so on and so forth. That's a pain. If you have a real email you want to save, you can actually download it. You can save it into your computer, and fine. But it ain't worth it. Just read it off their server. It's better off anyway. Whew. But after saying all of that, I will say this of Microsoft. Most of their products run just fine. I love them. I use them often. I have very little complaint about... I really didn't complain hardly at all about Vista. And Windows 7 runs just fine. I love it. The only complaint I'd have to Microsoft is, why did you take away the Dreamweaver? Put it back. I like that. That one was cool. I don't know about Tinker. I never played Tinker, and I'm kind of sorry I didn't. But I would like to have Dreamweaver back on my Windows 7. So that's something they may want to do. But like I said, normally Windows products, I love Office. I will say of the SQL Server that as good as it runs, and it runs very well, it does have the difficulty of trying to install it. They need to make a simpler installation for SQL Server. Other than that, it runs fine, and I have no problem with it. So, that's my feelings on all this. It's just... you can be displeased with a particular product from a particular company and love the rest of the company. It's that simple. Anyway, hopefully Microsoft won't take that the wrong way. Just because I don't use their Outlook does not mean I don't use the rest of their stuff. I love most of their stuff. I've used it for years. I even buy games from them. So Microsoft is a pretty decent company. It's just I don't like reading emails on my hard drive. That's the way I am. So, is Outlook easy to use? Of course it is. It's just, it's a time-consuming hassle that I don't want to be a part of. So, there you go. So, just because I don't like Outlook doesn't mean I don't like the company. I love the company. I wish I had stock in the company. Kudos most of the time to them. They do a pretty good job. Actually, they do quite excellent job, to be honest with you. For what they have to deal with, they do a pretty excellent job. So, and I definitely like their Visual Basic. Very pleased with it. So, one little program is not going to cause me not to buy from Microsoft. I'll keep buying from them. I'm very happy with them. So, there you go. Anyway, that's all I got to say about complaints. Hopefully you understood what I was talking about. I will tell you more in a future video, so stay tuned.